Yo!
Family.
We have a new name for them girl, you know. From you got the check, what we call you. From the street like a grape, what we call you. Woman, you we rape, so we call you. Then you take first place, so we call you.
My name is Clayton Planter. I'm a resident of St Pauls. This is my documentary about the controversy of the 40-year anniversary of one of the biggest carnivals in Britain, St Pauls Carnival 2007.
Let's go!
I will be talking to local residents, carnival committee members, the police, local artists, arts council representative, and the godfather of carnivals, Pac Cindy.
From the street like a grape, what we call you. Woman, you we rape, so we call you. Then you take first place, so we call you. From the step on the dance in the latest. Woman, you good and you're the greatest. On the top on the list, so we rate it.
Like I said, this year is a special year of the St Pauls Carnival 40th anniversary.
40 years.
40 years, baby, 40 years. The St Paul's African Caribbean Carnival in Bristol is one of the biggest and most recognisable carnivals in Britain. It started in 1967 and still to this present day. From the small beginnings in the late 60s, the St Paul's Carnival has come a long way. The event attracts an average of 40,000 people every year, which takes over the neighbourhood of St Paul's with its live music, good food, colourful processions and dance. The carnival involves schools, community groups and performers from local to national. The area of St Paul's has a large African Caribbean population with a strong community spirit. This annual event has been of life in St Paul's since time. Until 40 years later, what happened? 2006 was cancelled, 2007 postponed, and we're going to try and find out why. It's a usual day for the different races, different cultures coming together, beautiful music and excellent food. So I went into my community to find out what's happening and find out what the situation is. Today is the day when Carnival takes place every year, but this year has been postponed. But I still went to the streets of St Paul's to find out what people are doing unofficially. I'm here outside the St Paul's Learning Centre in St Paul's, where it's supposed to be carnival. But you know what? It's a good day today, and we've got a band who's been excellent all day. Her name's Catherine. I'm going to speak to her and a bit about what the band's about and what she's doing here today, really. How are you, Catherine?
Hi, good, thanks. Yeah, lovely day, isn't it?
It's a
really nice.
day.
Such a shame that the carnival didn't take.
Definitely.
Well, we decided that it was important to be here anyway.
Yeah.
We've been working towards putting on performance. We've been doing community workshops with the dancers and with the percussionists for the last few months, working towards St Paul's Carnival.
Yep.
And for me, it was really important to be here on this day anyway to perform. As far as I was concerned, it's still Carnival Day today, so we were going to come out and play.
The sun's out, it's shining. Beautiful day. And I'm here with Rionde, who works at Circa Media, and she just watched the biggest performance. Tell me about the performance.
Performance was great, it was really nice, and it's such a shame that the carnival's not happening because the sun is shining, everybody's out, there's families here, the community are outside. And what can I say, the performance was great. They're playing again, I think they're just on a break, but it's nice that even though officially it's not happening, unofficially people can still come together, still have a good time, still celebrate, still be outside, because that's what it's about.
I'm here with Tabra.
Yeah, nice to talk to you.
Yeah, how are you?
Not too bad, you know. As far as the car goes, really, I don't think you'll find who's not really annoyed about the fact that it's not going on, you know. I don't really know exactly 100% why it's not going on, but it does seem to me that outside influence has got a bigger part in the reason why it's not going on than, say, the people of St Paul's, and it's not good. There's not enough consultation, basically, you know. And they don't really seem to be interested in what we want, just what they want, really, because I don't know these people who are saying now the carnival can't happen. Usually when the carnival does happen, everybody knows everybody else who's putting the carnival on. So all these nameless, faceless people, you know?
It sounds like St Paul's residents are disappointed about the situation, but more than that, they feel like someone's making a decision on their behalf. It was back in June that I was there at the press conference and a public meeting to find out who was making decisions and why.
The new voluntary board of St Pauls Carnival have today made the difficult decision to postpone St Pauls Carnival until Saturday the 15th of September 2007. St Pauls Carnival, like other large-scale community events, is struggling to deal with new licensing rules and the rising cost of events. In light of these problems, Bristol's largest community event and fully to return to its usual date in July 2008.
You're talking to the press, but it was discussed and at the press heard before the people of the community.
It would be difficult to actually speak to the whole of the community. The best way of achieving that would be speaking to the press, speaking to the media, and getting the message out there in a consistent way. Even doing that, we find that the press is still saying it's, this is the end of Carnival.
You've had ample time to get your things together, your strategy together, to sort yourself out. Now, when it comes to funding, I remember at the meeting that we had in March, somebody asked you whether or not funding was in place, and the person said yes. But what you're actually saying now, because of the licensing laws and because of funding, Carnival has to be postponed. Is that what you're saying?
Just give you an example. The stewarding, when Carnival was happening, used to be 20 stewards. When we budgeted for 50 stewards. When the license went in, they came to us, they said, what, 100 stewards? We didn't foresee that. Roads, we're supposed to close 42 roads. That's never happened before with Carnival.
The explanation given for last year, not for we not having Carnival last year, was for you, group, get together and plan the 40th anniversary bigger and better. There should not be any absolute excuse for not having Carnival this year.
Our goal was to deliver Carnival on the day, and we failed in that, and it is not easy, and we're sitting here before you now saying we struggled, we didn't deliver it, but we are going to deliver it.
Are you positive that September the 15th will be the new Carnival?
When we get into this problem, the first thing we do, this is what's happened. We need to put more infrastructure in it. The Bristol City Council straight away, they gave us, I can't remember what money they added on top of our budget, 10,000 or something, added up straight away. So in terms of actually doing 15th of September, I can really stand up over my dead body and say definitely Carnival is going to happen.
The committee are committed to making sure it happens this year. And it's happening in September on the 15th, and that date's been agreed. And I think some of the upset is that if the media aren't getting it right, then it will cause confusion within the community.
The information I got from the meeting gave me the hunger to know more, so I decided on my own terms. I met the Carnival director, Ruth Hecht from the Arts Council, and Claire Teasdale from Bristol City Council to over the concerns of some of the local residents. I want to know, and a lot of people want to know, it's all about the politics side. We have to be real to ourselves. Yeah. Carnival didn't happen last year. Yeah. This happened in July. It happened in September. Yeah. A lot of people are probably thinking you had a year to prepare, but now it's happening until September. Yeah. Can you explain the reason why?
Yes, I can explain that. When Carnival, and before I say anything, right, I have to say to you, one is in the past, Carnival has been cancelled. I think looking at the history, I think there's 3 years where Carnival was cancelled. Yeah. That means when it's cancelled, the kids can't take part at all. Yeah. The store holders can't take part at all. The sound systems can't take part at all. When Carnival happened this year, as I say, it was to do with the licensing laws and the funding part of things. If Carnival had gone ahead, it would have ended up being like Ashton Festival. Yeah. They had exactly the same problem as us. They were in the press saying they won't happen, it will happen, it will happen. Then they decided to go without the right things. As soon as they finished doing it, it's now gone bankrupt. This Carnival could have ended up the same way.
A lot of people at home think it's a brand, it's got big sponsorship names, and people think it's local people anymore. What's your view on it?
I think in a way, it's become a victim of its own success. It's grown so much over the last And at the same time that it's been growing, licensing coming in, and new legislation around health and safety, and therefore on some levels it has to comply legally with those things, and therefore it has to have people involved in it that understand about all of that. And the other thing I would say is that I think it's still very much rooted in the local community, and if you who's been involved in the mass camps and all the people say year that are performing on the stages are all local people, so it is very much rooted, I would say, still in local St Paul's community, absolutely, and I don't think that will change.
Okay. What do you feel like, cause it's supposed to happen in July, it happened in September, a lot of people's and a lot of people probably wondering why that happened, basically.
Yeah, I think it's planning. Carnival hadn't, there's been a change in licensing, and Carnival hadn't done a carnival with that change. So there were problems around that, and there were problems around, like lots of events do quite often. So, I mean, last year a lot of event companies went into liquidation because of the weather, because of all the new licensing. It's become so much more expensive. Safety, litigation. It's just one of those things.
A lot of people probably thinking at home and thinking, you had an extra year, so why did it still get cancelled in September?
Well, it wasn't. It was.
Why this?
Part of the reason it was cancelled, it wasn't cancelled. It was postponed. The organisation was in a bit of trouble because I think talking to PACs and various other people who work in across the country, and sort of community events are slightly behind the time because it's all becoming really, really professionalised. And so the organisation needed to come up to speed, which is what it did in that year. So when you have something that's an immovable deadline, like July, I think that becomes a bit problematic when there's lots of other funding, getting the right money and things. And at the end of the day, once people realised it actually was happening in September, we got so much more support. But I think what freaked people out was the idea that that actually was never going to happen again.
Of course.
Because when people
as well.
And when people were going, well, we were saying to people, aren't you coming down? Or aren't you going to drive the truck or whatever? And people were like, oh, okay, brilliant, fine. And it was fine. It was a bit of a storm in a teacup, and I can understand why people were upset.
So that's the official line on the lead up to September the 15th, the new carnival date. I went back into the streets of St Paul's to find out if the atmosphere has improved. How you doing, Joe?
Man, nice to meet you again, Clayton.
How are you today?
Sweet.
This year?
Yeah?
Saturday.
Very good.
40th anniversary. How do you feel about that?
Oh, well, I mean, I'm in this area living anyway. Best thing about Carnival to me, I mean, people talk about food and music, but to me it's just colour. You decorate normal buildings and all of a sudden everyone's just bright. But yeah, to me it's all about colour.
We're here with Jade.
Hello, Clayton.
We're in your house.
I don't have much to do with the organisation of the actual carnival.
Yeah.
But my impression is that yes, it is changing. It's had to change because unfortunately it's got bigger, and sometimes things are the victims of their own success. And when it was smaller, it was more easy to control. Laws have changed, licensing laws have changed. People have moved on perhaps, or done their bit, and it's someone else's turn to sort of put the work in.
I can see that you're doing quite a lot of decorations for the big day on September the 15th, and I'm doing my side of it as well.
Oh, it's traditional to still be making stuff the night before Carnival, together with everyone. It's called a mass camp.
Welcome to Bristol Adult Camp. We're doing it here. Yeah.
Very delicate, very difficult.
Headdresses at the moment, some spare ones. I'm just putting some silver there and there, decorating them around. Oh yes, we've got black and green and white. We're gonna look good.
This is my workshop where I usually work through doing all my art and paint and photography and everything else. And I opened it up and invited community guys who've been the carnival procession on the carnival costumes at the learning center. When it was young, invited them to come over here. So this is where we decided to have the first adult mass camp, So we invited everybody to come in and have a go, and you can too. What are you doing? There she's jumping. There she's rocking.
This guy is a big traitor. You know, we see him at a Not on the Hill Carnival in a procession do this thing, feeling hot, hot, hot. And now he's involved in the St Pauls Carnival. I'm only joking with you. Oh, yeah. Whereas Gervan, I'm vice chair for the St Pauls Carnival. Yeah. How you feeling today, bro?
Well, a bit tired now because I've been part of the mass camps, doing a bit of costume making and stuff like that. So, you know, and having Carnival coming up. It's been postponed from the 7th of July to the 15th. Yeah. There was a really approach in terms of Carnival being on the 7th, on the 15th. But again, on the 15th, they're going to see why. Yeah. You understand? That at the time, the 2 months period, was a great help in any way. You understand? Because of the licensing issue and the funding issue. Well, that has been sorted, and you know what I mean? Carnival is on again, so they're going to understand. I just feel they will understand. But the negativity.
As you can see right there, the atmosphere is back, the excitement's back, the buzz is back. Over the last few months, I've spoken to a lot of people about Carnival. They've all got their own opinion what they think the Carnival's going to be like. But there's only one way to find out. 2007, St Pauls Carnival, and what a beautiful day. The date is September the 15th, and the sun's out, and everything's blazing.
And the DJ getting on, because the people feeling real irie. So nice. Hope the party never done. DJ, turn up the waist and mash up the place. Yes. I wanna lose myself in the party. Because I don't give a damn, I come out to jam.
We have Junior Saunders here at the Carnival. What do you think about the Carnival this year?
It looks more professional, it looks more commercialized, but more importantly, I think everybody knows that Carnival this year was going to be big Carnival. So I think everybody, the anticipation's over. You know what I mean? It's finally here.
We got Carnival. This is a nice day today. Bye.
Everyone's come together. It's a really good vibe.
Are you listening? This is a real community vibes. When you look out, you see the people and you know it's the people that actually doing the carnival, as opposed to like the system. So this is a real community base and this is fantastic.
This is Carnival time. This is free your mind. Empower. Leave your worries behind. Take a wine. Empower. This is Carnival. Make a bacchanal. This is Carnival. Make a bacchanal. This is Carnival. Make a bacchanal. See, this is Carnival. Make a bacchanal. Free up your mind and release your stress and take control. Free up your mind and release your stress and take out your rag and try to put it in the air, put it in the air. Put your rags up.
The word on the streets, police are saying there's been no problems tonight. So how do you guys feel about that? Because usually with carnivals, there's usually a lot about atmosphere.
We're glad everyone's having a really...
Think it's going to be like this today?
I don't know, it's the first carnival I've been to and it's a lovely carnival.
Okay, thanks. How are you feeling today, Kerban?
Oh, it was... words cannot express how happy I am to actually see that carnival has come. It has been excellent.
You're a man to your word. You told me carnival was going to be a good day. The word still.
Exactly. More than a good day. Good day. Carnival was the bomb.
What's the vibe be like on the street? What's the feedback you've been getting?
Very positive. Everybody was quite happy to see that carnival came out and it actually lived up to expectations, really.
Okay, thanks.
I'm just going to say that the day itself has proved to people that some opinions can be just exaggerations. Now the whole community is saying they love this, and we're going to have to do it again next year, involving everybody you can think of. Hardcore, the godfather of MCing.
Thank you. It's been a long journey, and what have we learnt? I felt a lot of people upset, especially for last year being cancelled and this year being postponed. The people from St Pauls felt they wasn't getting listened to by the organisers, but when the final day arrived, the carnival went down well. I think the carnival committee can learn this experience and involve an even bigger and better for 2008. Then the future of the is looking bright. I hope to see you all there next year. yo. Now, 12:20, and we've come to the end of the documentary. You guys, I'm a local. I loved it today. Peace and love. Look out for Carnival next year, the 5th of July, 2008, and I'll be back. But until then, peace and love, and one love.